So, how's the situation right now when it comes to the political rights within the constitution with the new rule of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Well, we have a big problem with the whole constitution, actually. There are many areas of the constitution that are problematic. The rights of the individuals, we don't think they're very clearly defined. We don't think there are enough guarantees for freedom, for the status of women, for representation of minorities, for clear political rights. We don't think that has been stressed enough in the constitution. We think it's a constitution that's put by the Muslim Brotherhood to serve the Muslim Brotherhood. It has not been subjected to a wider societal debate, and so we're working to change the constitution if we can.
And what do you think are the merits that the revolution achieved, which are going to be like marginalized or threatened?
Well, I think the biggest achievement that the revolution has accomplished is that it has taught the Egyptian people, other than Mubarak's falling apart, of course, but it has taught the Egyptian individual that he or she has rights, and he or she have the right to speak out. They can say what they want. They can they have certain rights that they should demand. That they can go to any length to demand these rights, and that these rights should be protected and should be granted by the government. I don't think any constitution will take that away, actually. So as bad as the constitution is right now, I think the Egyptians have learned their lesson, and they're just going to keep fighting to change what they think is bad. But that main accomplishment is not going anywhere.
And there is a huge or a growing fear of how is the rule under the Muslim Brotherhood. Can you explain why it is, and what's your take on that?
Well, I think originally the fear was that the Muslim Brotherhood as an Islamist regime would be too conservative for the Egyptians, or it would start curtailing their liberties. Once they were in power, we started just seeing that they are extremely ineffective, and so the main concern now is, where are they driving the country to? It's not anymore a concern of the status of women, the status of religious minorities. These are still valid concerns and they're still there. But now it's just the status of Egypt. Where are we all going? What's going to happen to the country, the economic situation in the country, unemployment?
The discourse about women's situation in specific, do you think is it over exaggerated or?
I think the fear is, the concern is valid, knowing what the Muslim Brotherhood is capable of doing and how it thinks. But more than anything now, the fear is that they seem to be acting all over the place. They don't seem to know exactly what they want or what they're doing. And so, while that fear, I guess, will always be there and needs to be protected, the rights of women need to be protected by the Constitution. The overall picture now that we're seeing is just that the Muslim Brotherhood does not know how to act, not just on women, but on everything, on Egypt.
But if I want to analyze women's situation in specific, what do you think are the biggest fear of what the political Islam could do, this mix between religion and politics, what they can do for women's rights in Egypt at the moment?
The link between religion and politics, in my opinion, is just a mistake all the way. It should not be there in any society. There should always be separation between the religious institutions and the state as an institution. But we have had problems with the constitution that we wanted to change. For example, there are no guarantees for a minimum age for women to get married. Some of the Salafi sheikhs and the Muslim Brotherhood sheikhs have been on television advocating, women marrying at the age of 9 if they're, and that basically is a major crime. That's a crime against humanity. And so, things like that need to be regulated, and there needs to be a change in the constitution, and there need to be laws that protect the rights of women as equal to men. That's also not stated in the constitution. It should be, as a full citizen with all the rights and duties that any other citizen has.
And what's your hope for the feminist rights groups in Egypt? What is your hope for them for the future?
I actually don't like the labels such as these. Certainly don't consider myself a feminist, and I don't like the word, itself, or at least I have a very different definition of what it means. I think when women go around flying the flag of, feminist, I think it kind of portrays the message that they feel inferior to men, and therefore they need to be vocal or to raise the flag that, I think women should just go ahead and just act as equal and just prove themselves, just, get well educated, do their jobs well, and just fight for their rights like any other citizen, and then they're just going to force their way through. That's just my take on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.